So, are you aware that Islamists have funded Tucker Carlson to the tune of millions and millions of dollars? Watch this.
Tucker Carlson's network, the seed money came from a guy named Omid Malik, who's a Pakistani Iranian. He's Pakistani Iranian descent, put up $15 million to start that network. We know that for a fact. It's public knowledge. There was a nonprofit here in the United States that receives its funding from Qatar that pays $180,000 a month, and they paid Tucker to interview the Emir, I believe it was, of Qatar, so on and so forth. So it's unquestionable. We know that there are trips. Tucker's been to Qatar recently. He said it openly. He said it, and we can go through some of those clips if you want. He said it openly at Turning Point.
Is Qatar extreme in their Islam?
So they play both sides very, very well. But here's what we know for certain. They openly, since October 7th, have given hundreds of millions of dollars to Hamas. $350 million for sure, like right after it, they approved to go to Hamas. They have a radical agenda.
So there's a couple things about this video. Number one, who you take money from and where the money is coming from at times can be an indication of spiritual alignment. And I always use the story of Genesis 14 when Abram at the time refused to take money from the king of Sodom, even though they won this war together and there was the spoils of war to be divided normally among those who had conquered. Abraham said, I have raised my hand and said, I will not prosper except by the Lord. And if I take money from you, king of Sodom, they're going to say that you prospered me. And I think it was more than that even. I think Abram was sensing something in the spirit, something of the political spirit, that who you take money from is important. Where the money comes from is important. And Abram said, I'm only going to take it from the Lord. I'm only going to receive gifts when I sense God has blessed me with this. Very important. So I do believe there's been a spiritual alignment, some sort of a spiritual alignment with people like Tucker and Candace and what we call the woke right. That is very, very disturbing. We should not be aligned spiritually in any way with radical jihadists. We should not be propagating Hamas propaganda, literally, on our networks and on our social media feeds. But the other thing that's disturbing here is, Tucker is famous for pushing people like Daryl Cooper forth. He famously said on, when Daryl Cooper was on, that he's the most important historian in America, even though he's not a historian. He's this guy that reads a lot of books. But Daryl Cooper is this guy that has a revisionist history of World War II based quite literally on Nazi propaganda. Go and listen to him for yourself. He actually reinterprets World War II history from Nazi propaganda, at least in part. So, this whole thing that has arisen on the woke right, where it's very similar to the woke left in that we're going to show tolerance, and they're showing tolerance to Nazis, the literal Nazis, not the fake Nazis of today, but they show tolerance and acceptableness of Hitler's point of view and the Nazis' point of view and even radical Islamist jihadists' point of view today. And it's not to say that we shouldn't be open to other sources of material and other sources of information. But yeah, if you're perpetuating Nazi propaganda from the 1930s and you're willing to side with Hamas propaganda today, there might be something wrong, not only with your head, but with your spirit. Hey, I want to thank you for watching my video. To watch a related video, click here. To subscribe to my channel for more content to help you with your daily Christian walk, click here.